We have an XRP ETF that just launched today. Bitcoin treasuries are taking over worldwide. Bitstamp just flipped. Robinhood. We have Africa launching its first Bitcoin treasury company, while billionaires are predicting a year-end Bitcoin surge. So this could start the biggest crypto power shift we've ever seen. Let's dive into it. So first up, let's dive into this Xrp ETF. Rex Osprey Crypto ETFs launched today, and barring SEC objection. So this article is pretty cool, but the Xrp Osprey Spot Xrp ETF is indeed set to launch today, marking a significant milestone as the first spot XRP ETF in the US. This is a big milestone for the XRP community, the XRP army. The SEC completed its 75-day review period without objections, allowing the fund to move forward under the Investment Company Act of 1940. So this ETF, which directly holds XRP tokens rather than future contracts where it doesn't hold anything, it's just essentially betting on the price. This aims to provide retail institutional investors with regulated exposure to XRP through traditional brokers accounts, simplifying access without the need for crypto wallets and exchanges. This is huge, guys. So this is a new batch of ETFs. Osprey have cleared the SEC. So this is huge. And most US ETFs are organized under the 1940 Act. And what we're seeing here is pretty much a list of all the pending, most of these are pending, deadlines for ETFs, specifically crypto, right? So we see here October, if we look to the right, October is a huge month. But what we see here is we have Bitwise, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETF, which has passed. But then as we go down here, we see others. This is going to just provide a ton of exposure and liquidity and bullish momentum for these assets. If you look here at the XRP section, there's a handful. There's a handful coming October 18th through I would say through the 24th. So the second week or so, second and third week of October, expect some momentum as well as it pertains to XRP ETFs. And we also see some others. We see Cardano in there. HBAR has a few. Solana has a handful as well. Litecoin has a couple. And just a ton of momentum here. And this is just the beginning. This list could grow and be added to at any time. Okay, so just because we're seeing this does not necessarily mean we are limited to the number of ETFs that could be filed. So very exciting for XRP and very excited for finally some momentum and some bullish sentiment as it pertains to XRP, who, to be honest with you, XRP has been an underdog. XRP has been an underdog. I resonate with XRP a lot because I myself as well have been an underdog. And we've seen XRP fight, and win and overcome and be suppressed. Now, this is just one of, I'm guessing, many XRP ETFs as it starts. Even we're seeing here, even as regulators push back decisions on Ether, Solana, and XRP products, it cleared. So huge shout out to XRP Army, XRP community for that huge news. Next up, we have Robinhood. Robinhood crypto volumes in August. Bitstamp recorded 21% rise in crypto trading volume, flipping Robinhood for the first time since it was acquired by the firm. Bitstamp, that's huge. Robinhood continues to be innovative. Robinhood as well, from my understanding, Robinhood allows you to actually buy the token now too. It's not like before. Back in the day, Robinhood, it was more like a futures play where you're not actually buying the crypto asset. You're just betting on the price. Where now, from my understanding, I was told by a friend who's accumulating XRP that you're actually able to buy the asset. So that's huge. but Robinhood remains user friendly. But Bitstamp recorded a 21% rise in crypto trading volume. So they are being competitive and want some of that market share as well. So we see that Robinhood completed its 200 million acquisition of Bitstamp. So they are one. But so I definitely think that Robinhood played a part in Bitstamp recording higher trading volume than the company that acquired it. But the parent platform's trading volume, I think Robinhood's still going to be a big player because of its user friendliness and it's just easy to use, right? And that's the advantage Robinhood's going to have as it tries to gain market share from all these other exchanges. Why use Robinhood? Because it's easy. It's right at your fingers. There's a couple taps. There's not a lot going on to make it happen. So huge shout out there for Robinhood. And like I said, guys, it's bullish time. If we look at what's going on and taking a look here at coin market cap, right? We see we're at 65 on all season, pulling back a little bit, but overall, even looking at crypto bubbles, there's way more green than red, right? Way more green than red. So I'm paying attention to that, and I am going to definitely be planning exit strategies, right? So I definitely believe you need to have an exit strategy as we enter this bull push, because looking at the Fed meeting minutes that's going to happen, not the meeting minutes, but the Fed expectation that's going to happen in 5 days, the probability of a rate cut, which ultimately or historically is, there's no guarantee, right? Historically, when you see a rate cut, you're going to see an increase in crypto, price appreciation in crypto, right? So they're saying 100% chance, right? We won't know until it actually happens, but 100% chance. So typically we're going to see just a push. We're going to see a push, and usually we see those pushes. It may be short term, it may be a short push, or it may continue. And so you better be prepared, have those exit strategies for sure. Next up, Africa's first Bitcoin treasury company. This is huge. So Africa has its first Bitcoin treasury company, but its utility goes far deeper than publicly listed stocks tied to Bitcoin holdings on a balance sheet. Here they're saying the Bitcoin treasury company in Africa has its first trading on Johannesburg Stock Exchange, while the launch of Bitcoin, Africa Bitcoin Corporation, promises to attract billions of South African rand from capital markets. Its founders believe Bitcoin's impact on the continent remains grassroots and retail adoption. So, like I told you yesterday, countries are gearing up. And I definitely believe that even though they're not saying it publicly, a lot of them already made those moves for sure, before it goes public, right? And a lot of times when things go public, they already have maybe a month, 2 month head start. They'll call it a testing phase. It wasn't actually live. We were testing. That's what they'll call it, to kind of have like no problem that we didn't tell you guys what we were doing. We were just testing it out. We were testing it out by buying 100 or 1,000 Bitcoin just to test, right? More like a head start. That's what we'll call it. So the company's long-term goal is to raise 210 million to buy Bitcoin using preferential share offerings, structured debt notes in the mode of UK smarter web company. So whatever they can do to accumulate, right? Here, Gareth Jenkinson is saying, in Africa, when financial services don't work, people die. We live in that reality. So when we approach Bitcoin, we approach Bitcoin from a real human necessity, life-saving perspective. 1000%. This is why countries like Africa, this is why countries like El Salvador, they need crypto. They're focused on Bitcoin right now, right? But they need crypto. Crypto is the way out for sure. So very excited to see this. Like I said, I definitely think from the time it's reported to when it actually happens, I definitely think there's a gap. They're saying they're raising money for Bitcoin, which is fine, but I definitely think there are people moving in Africa that are already ahead and are already stockpiling because they see the value for sure. Next up, billionaire Mike Novogratz says Bitcoin currently consolidating, predicts one catalyst could kick off major Bitcoin surge towards the year end. Everyone's calling this the year end. This is what makes me a little bit concerned. Because typically when, and this is aligned with people saying that Solana is going to be the project to pump. Usually when I see that, and we saw this with Quant before as well. Remember about a year ago, people were talking about Quant. Quant's going to explode. Mind you, we're still in a bear market though, but Quant is it. And Quant tanked. Typically when people say, like, I'm not going to say this about Bitcoin, but with altcoins, when people say it's like a trend, everything, it's going to explode, right? You can maybe even apply it to XRP, right? XRP is a little bit different because you have a lot of people saying it's going to zero. So it's a little bit different. But people that are saying like, I remember Quant particularly, Quant is going to 1,000. This is it. And they were saying like now, right? Even though we were in a pullback last year, and Quant tanks, right? The Quant long term, I think Quant's going to do great, going to do fine. But when there's that push with no resistance, I kind of raise my bells and my alarms kind of go off, right? Similar thing with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to, like, can everyone be right? Like, and that's my concern with this 4-year cycle play, right? We have institutional money, institutional interests in Bitcoin, in crypto right now. Like, are we going to continue the 4-year cycle? The only thing that gives me hope that the 4-year cycle may still be is that it's aligned with the deflationary asset, like the halving with Bitcoin, right? That's the only thing that may hold together that historical 4-year cycle, maybe. But I definitely think it's going to be different because the current climate of crypto is extremely different. So Mike Novogratz is saying that. He's saying Bitcoin could enjoy a massive rally before the end of the year, driven by loosening monetary policy. 100%. He's right. 100%. Like, these rates pull back. I agree. 100%. We're going to see a pullback in rates, increase in price. You guys know the levels we're talking about when it comes to Bitcoin, right? We had this down here. I said we need to clear this level. We cleared it, no problem. Next up is 117.5. We need to clear that, so pretty much go to 118. Next level there is to clear a new all-time high, get to 125, right? So 2 levels, 118, 125, then off to the races for sure. So that divergence was perfect, guys. Perfect TA right there. If I do say so myself, we'll clear that off and see what's going on. So, but I definitely agree. Rate cuts, an increase. And I definitely read earlier that we should see a full basis point by January 2025. I did read that, right? Aggressive rate cuts. So this may be perfect timing for sure. As we look at the year end, we look at Q4 for the crypto markets. So with everything going on, guys, we see Bitcoin, we see Ethereum as well. Ethereum's heading up there as well. Ethereum 5K, psychologically, it'll just take off from 5K psychologically, right? We know that it's shot up to about 4,900, came back down over here. Going up here, we need to break this level for sure. Otherwise, it looks like a head and shoulders to crash back down. We don't want that. We don't want that from a TA perspective. XRP as well. XRP is respecting this level right here. So maybe there'll be a slight pullback. And then when the Fed meeting comes out, announcing rate cuts, that might be what pushes it through, because it's only 5 days out. So the fact that it's only 5 days out, I'm not as concerned with this rejection here. Not really concerned at all. Definitely think that there is potential and opportunity there for sure, and want to give you guys an opportunity to see how we're seeing it. You know, yes, we're applying TA. We're looking at TA price action, but definitely taking in those fundamental factors from a macro standpoint that we need to pay attention to for sure. So very excited, guys. Huge opportunity, and also a great time to be involved in crypto. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. See you soon.